All right, day six. Day six. We got a little work to do. We're going to roll up our sleeves and we're going to declutter our spaces. Our motivational quote today comes from Gretchen Rubin. It says, outer order contributes to inner peace. And so let's start off there. What normally you see manifested on the outside of someone is usually what's going on in the inside. So that's to say, you're not going to get into someone's car and it is completely messy. There's snack wrappers everywhere. There's, trash and all sorts of things everywhere throughout the car. That's a clear indication of what's going on inside that person's mentality. A person who is of a organized mind and a clean spirit is not going to do very well in a very nasty environment. So the outer usually mirrors the inner. So it's important for us as we develop ourselves in these 31 days into the person we want to realize that we really understand this concept. We must create space for success. We must create our outer space the way that we see our inner space. And the first thing we've got to do is declutter. Declutter is going to help us in so many ways because we want to create an environment that's going to promote our best ideas and our productivity. If we have to come into our workspaces, for example, and the first thing we have to do is clean up every day, it's really a demotivator. If every time you came into your bedroom and you had to make your bed in order to get in it or get stuff off your bed or fold your clothes, if every time you got clothes to wear, you have to fold them or wash them, it becomes a problem. So let's be organized, and organization starts with decluttering. So let's talk about that. Today, we are going to be organized and clutter-free. We're going to create a very organized and clutter-free environment. It's going to have a very profound impact on our mentality and our emotional well-being. It's time to create a harmonious living and workspace that nurtures your journey as you go through your 31 days to a new beginning. All right, so what can we do? Choose the space, first of all. If your whole home needs to be decluttered, don't try and knock it out all in one day. Let's choose the space. Usually the space is where you spend the majority of the time. And in this case, let's select the area of your living space that you're calling, your space, the space that needs to be decluttered. It could be, your workspace. It could be your meditation area. Let's get those areas done first. You can get cleaning supplies, of course, collect trash bags. Let's get rid of the things that we no longer need, and let's organize the things that we want to keep. So you're going to need trash bags. You may need some boxes to donate things in. Maybe you've got some old college books and manuals that, you just don't use anymore. It's good information, perhaps. Maybe donate it to Goodwill. Your cleaning supplies and your labels for organization, because that's going to help us put these things back in a more organized and crisp manner so that when we do need access to them, we know exactly where it is. Okay. One of the problems with having clutter is that people usually who have clutter lose things very easily because things are all, scattered about. Your brain suggests to you, you only take in so much, and your brain is trying to determine what of this area do you need to be aware of. What in this area do you need to be aware of? Let me give you a clear example. How many times have you not been able to find your keys? And then you go right in the place you look, and there are your keys. Why were you not able to see your keys before? There was too much stimuli. There's too much going on in the room, either already in your mental space, you're very busy, or within that space, physical space, you're very busy. Either way, your brain could not allow you to see your keys. The point is, a cluttered space is going to promote, anxiousness and stressfulness. We declutter space, make the places very clean and easy to work in. Then we're not going to be losing our cell phones. We're not going to be losing our chargers or our keys. All right. And when we need a resource book or a guide or a pen or a piece of paper, we know exactly where it is. This is working in ease. This is the opposite of being stressed or anxious. Okay. Sort and prioritize. Begin the decluttering process by taking everything out of a particular area. Again, this is your workspace or your meditation space. Sort the things into categories like, here are the things I'm going to keep. Here are things I don't need. I'm going to either sell these or donate these, or I'm just going to trash these. Like, this is not even good to give away. Okay. Be ruthless about what you keep. Okay. I did this a few years ago to my closet because I done some study, and actually I did a podcast on clothes we wear. Do you realize in your closet, okay, let's call your closet 100%. Okay, 100% of your clothes are in your closet. You only wear about 20% of those clothes. You only wear about 20% of those clothes. So I did a study and I began to look at the clothes I like to wear, and I rotate the same clothes every week. So what did I do? I got rid of everything else. I either gave it to my sons or I donated it. And I didn't miss a single thing. Because while I had additional suits, while I had additional shoes, while I had additional t-shirts and leisure gear, I was not wearing them. They were only taking up space. And right now, I have an organized closet. Actually, I built this organizer myself. It's in 4 compartments: athletics, suits, pants, casual pants, and then business casual shirts. Those are the types of clothes I wear. Nothing else. And so when I need something, I know exactly which category to go to. In the middle, I have a place where I keep my keys. My daughter, God bless her, made me this very nice little box where I can keep my keys and my, credit cards and wallet and that sort of thing. I have tacks on the side where I can just hang my watches because I love watches. I love to collect watches. And so I can pick which watch I'm going to wear. And then underneath, there are 2 bins. I have sweaters and long sleeve shirts in one, and I have shorts and t-shirts in the other. That's it. I have one drawer where I keep my undergarments in a completely separate room. I know where everything is. So it's not very difficult for me to locate anything. And I don't really have a whole lot. My point in telling you that is I've gone through this process myself. It's really helped me to feel better about myself. How does decluttering help you feel better about yourself? Well, I feel like I'm not overusing anything. I'm not underusing anything. I've given away the stuff that I didn't need. It's very clear to me when I walk into my closet, into my space. There's nothing on the floor. There's nothing hanging from the ceiling. There's no big bunch of anything anywhere. I can clearly see what I need in terms of, what I want to put on for the day. And it's an easy process. It is, have you ever heard of the term decision fatigue? There's a term, decision fatigue, and I want you to look this up. Decision fatigue refers to the amount of decisions a person has to make each day before they enter fatigue. And so if you follow people like Zuckerberg and leaders like that, I'm struggling now to remember a couple more guys that were involved with this when I first read this article. But the bottom line is this: the reason why you would see people, wearing like Steve Jobs wearing the same clothes all the time, because he knew that the clothes didn't really matter, and it was an easy decision. I don't even have to decide. I'm just going to have black shirt and black pants every day. That's one less decision I have to make. The whole point is you have more energy, a much clearer mind to make other more important decisions. To him, clothes were not that important. Okay? So decluttering. Clean and organize. Go into your space once you made your list and you pull everything out. You got to keep, you got to donate and a sell and a discard place. Then you're going to clean. Let's vacuum. Let's wipe down. Let's get that dust going. Let's get everything nice and shiny in this place. It's going to look brand new. You want to do like I did? I pulled everything out of my closet. I built a new closet system before I put anything back. I literally built a whole closet system. And when I put it back, it was exactly in the way that my mind understood it should be. So when I go in to look for stuff, I know exactly where it is. When I bought the house, I still had the racks in the closet that the other person had years ago, and clothes were just hanging. There's really nothing wrong with that. I'm still an organized person, but the way I have my system now, it's a system, and it works for me. All right. So again, before you put anything back, let's clean and organize, and then donate and sell items in good condition that you no longer want or need. Let's donate them to charity or even sell them online. Those are two very good things that can benefit you. One, there's good feeling that, hey, I can make a little extra money on stuff I'm not using in the first place. Or number two, I can give these things away to people who really need them, who would really use them. Make a plan. Drop these things off. Don't put them in your car and put them in your trunk. Forget about them. Make a plan and make it happen. Go ahead now and get you some trash bags, and the things that you know you're not going to want and you can't sell to anybody else, dispose of them. Take them down to the dump. Put them at the curb. Whatever your process is in your town, make it happen. Don't sit on this. Don't create piles in other rooms because you took all the stuff out and made one clean room. That's not the objective. All right, since we're putting stuff back, we've got to have some organization. Like I said, I took all my clothes out of my closet. My suits were hanging with my pants, were hanging with my business casual shirts, were hanging with my athletic gear. They were all bunched up before. When I put them back, I organized them exactly where I wanted them to go. So in your space now, organize your stuff where you want it to go. And that includes labeling, let's get some labels. If that includes shelves, let's put up some shelves. If that includes any level of organization into bins, do what you need to do to make that space usable for you. All right. The most important part of this is maintaining it. How do we maintain this clutter-free zone? This calls for a change in mentality. Going forward, number one, commit to being clutter-free. Make it a habit. Regardless of how you feel and however often you have to access this area, make sure that you're committed to keeping it clutter-free. This is a demand on your behavior. At this point, you must say, I've taken the time to prioritize myself. I want my workspace cleared easy. Let's say, for example, you just starting a podcast and you say, you know what, I'm going to record once a week. You make sure your studio is as user-friendly as possible. Number one, all your equipment is where it needs to be. Number two, you don't have junk and stuff all around your keyboard and your cameras and your mics. You make sure everything's hooked up. So only thing you have to do when you come in is turn it on and start talking. That's the best case scenario, and that's going to lead you to wanting to record more podcasts. If every time you go in your studio, you've got to clean up. If every time you go in, you got to find your mics. If every time you go in, you got to charge your laptops. No. That's creating resistance. Don't create resistance. You want to make it easy for yourself to do the things that you say you want to do. And in this case, we're changing ourselves, transforming these 31 days. We want to be able to come into quiet spaces and do our meditation without having towels and clothes everywhere. We want to be able to do our mindfulness. We want to be able to do exercise. Let's say you clean out the space to exercise. Make sure your weights are neatly organized. Make sure everything's right there. Make sure your yoga mat's in there. Make sure your bicycle's in there. So when you come down Monday morning, there's no excuse for not exercising. Keep your space clean. Okay, let's spend as much time as we need to, guys, today, making sure our spaces are decluttered. I'll see you again tomorrow. Thanks.